Hi, my name is Mes. In today's software development, we'll talk about functions or how we implement functions in C. Function is about how to break large problem into smaller pieces. These smaller pieces are called modules or subroutines or procedures or simply functions. A function is a collection of statements performing one specific task. And why should we use function then? Yeah, it helps manage complexity. If we have big problems, it can be easier to overview a problem if we can divide it into a form of block schematic or blocks of code. It's easier to design the code and it's easier to maintain the code. And some of these functions can actually be reused in the same program or in other applications. We have already used a lot of functions in the first part of this course. For instance, we have used a printf function where the argument tells what to print on the screen. Some functions have a return value. For instance, the sign x returns a value. And the get string get something and save it into memory location. These are predefined functions. We can also write functions by ourselves. We talk about user-defined function. This lesson is about the work with function and how to create user-defined function. A function called temporarily transfers control from the calling function to the called function. Here I have two functions, main and say hello. Remember, the program always starts in main. When it reaches the code say hello, it recognizes it as a function call and it transfers control to the function say hello. When finishing this function, it returns to where it came from. The relation between functions are described in a hierarchical diagram. Let's see how we implement this code. Here I have the standard startup with main and a stop command and a couple of include files. I'll start by typing the function. And the function should do something. Here it simply types. In the main program I'll call the function and I do that just by typing the name of the function. And I'll try to run it. And it seems to work. If I want to follow the program flow, I can do it by single stepping through the program. Go to the function call, right click onto cursor. The program will run at full speed until it reaches the cursor and then it will stop. And I think the program step into say hello, and here I'll not step into, here I'll step over. I don't want to go into the printf function. So step over, and now the say hello function is finished. I'll go back to where I came from. I'll come to printf and continue. And it seems that the program is running. A function can be called several times. Here we have an example where I have main function and alarm function, and I see that alarm is called 2 times from main. First I call alarm and go back where I came from, and when I'm calling it again, and come back to the new position. We'll see how this is implemented in code. I'll just type say hello again. So I expect to call this function 2 times. I'll put in new line here, so it prints on two different lines. It seems to work. The function can be called from different functions. Here I have the three functions: main, get value, and alarm. We see that main can call alarm, main can call get value. Get value can call alarm. It's in code here. Main calls get value, and get value calls alarm. When alarm finishes, it goes back to where it come from. It came from get value, so I'll go back to this point. Then when this function is finished, I'll go to main. In main, I'll call alarm and go back. So we'll see how this is implemented. Here I have the three functions. I have the alarm, I have the get value, and I have the main. Inside the functions I just print to see where I am right now. In alarm I give a beep to the speaker, and I have to include the Windows 8 file. I'll try to run the program. And please note, I called the alarm function 2 times. There were 2 beeps in the speaker. I'll try to single step, right click, run to cursor, and single step. Step over printf and step into alarm. Step over print and give a beep, and back to where I came from. And I will get value, and I get back to where I came from, back to main. I'll call alarm, beep, back to where I came from, and continue. It seems to work. Functions with return value. Here I have 2 functions. I have main and getAge, and calling getAge I want to have a return value. Here's the code. In getAge I type something from the keyboard, and what I type from the keyboard I want to get it back to where this function is called. So what would I return? I have specified it's an initial, and the value I want to return, I use the reserve return. It's only possible to return one value from a function. Now we're going to see how it's implemented in code. Here I have the 2 functions. I have getAge and I have the main function. I call getAge and save the value in A and print it. Get_8, 23, and I print it. I'm trying to single step the program, right click, run to cursor, and step into getAge. Get something from the keyboard, 45, and return this value. And here I see that A actually has the value 45. It got its value from getAge. I print the result.